And so it was, guys, that after 17 years of peace in its own timeline, and after 18 years away from us on the screen, Future Trunks has finally made his grand return to the realm of Dragon Ball in episode 47. And the only thing that can really be said about this episode is this is what fans have been waiting for ever since Dragon Ball Super was announced last July. Now, quite honestly, there's not a lot to complain about this episode for the simple reason that it was a masterpiece. I mean, the episode literally opens up with Trunks dodging or trying to get away from Black, as he's referred to in this episode at least. And all we see is Trunks trying to get away from this shadow identified as Black for right now. And all we see up in the sky is this almost sort of like green haze that's covering the sky. And if you thought what 17 and 18 did to Trunks' timeline before was bad, compared to what Black seems to have done, that made the androids look like a little mess to clean up. Cause I mean this, guys. Everything in Trunks' world now was absolutely decimated. I mean, there was literally nothing left. So anyway, Trunks finally manages to get back to the secret underground lab that his mom Bulma has been secretly trying to gather fuel so that Trunks can once again make a journey into the past. And basically, Trunks goes inside. Him and Bulma say, "Hi, real quick, it's been a while." And then he asks, it pretty much is that all the fuel we've managed to gather after a year period? And Bulma said yes, but with any luck, this will at least be enough for a one-way trip back into the past. And then Trunks says, one way, that means I can't return. And then Future Bulma says there will be a way, hopefully, for you to return home. But the biggest bombshell is almost right after they get done talking about the time machine and the fuel and just basic catching up material, Black comes into the lab and literally within 2 seconds, Bulma tosses Trunks the canister of fuel and says, "I was going to go with you, but now you have to make it out of here alive." And literally the next second, Future Bulma is dead. That's right, guys. Dragon Ball Super has at last done something that probably a lot of people didn't think that they would do. They have actually killed off not one, but 2 characters within the first few seconds, or minutes rather, of this episode. The other character being Mai. And she dies right before her and Trunks were set to travel in the time machine together. And then Trunks basically tries to fight Black himself. And he basically tells Mai, "You go on ahead, I'll try and contain Black." But the thing is, the reason this Black, as he's referred to, has been able to find Bulma, Trunks, and Mai so quickly is that apparently he's evolved to the point enough where he's able to sense energy. And then hurries up and gets in front of Trunks after he gets knocked on his ass. And then he's like, you're supposed to have gotten out of here. And then she's like, I'm the liability. You're the only one that needs to live. And then Mai tries to fire a gunshot at Black, but then he repels, and he repels with an energy blast, and then Mai's dead as well. And then Trunks is like, you bastard, I'll make you pay. And then Black finally takes his human form, I guess we can call it, and literally says, today is the day you take your last breath, you filthy Saiyan. And that's where the episode ends. Now, there were a couple of minor points in this episode where Goku and Piccolo almost do kind of like the same thing that Master Roshi would have Goku and Krillin do, except with cabbages. And then Goku, Bills, Whis, and Vegeta are basically waiting for ramen to cool off or finish being prepared. And then Goku talks about the Universal Tournament that is said to take place at some point. And then Whis reveals that there were once 18 universes, but the Suno, the Omni King and the Lord of Everything, as he's referred to, got pretty pissed off one day and decided to destroy 6 of them. But all those were minor points because, guys, let's be honest, the real star of this week's episode, as we've all known, was Trunks. And that's all I'm really going to say about it, because to witness the true epicness that this episode has to offer, you seriously just have to see it for yourself. Literally the best Dragon Ball Super episode to date, 10 out of 10, and dare I say, this episode was over 9,000! And really guys, if this is what the rest of the arc is going to be like, I can't wait. But my overall review and opinion of this episode is, it was truly magnificent, and I can't wait for next week to continue. So that's all I wanted to say, guys. And if you guys have been craving for that old school Z feeling, and I mean the real Z feeling, you will get this with this episode, and hopefully with this entire saga. Because episode 47 was only a small taste of what we're in for. I think we're all in for one hell of a ride. So, again guys, my favorite episode to date, I mean just the pure emotion in this episode was beautiful actually. And that's really all there is to say. This has to be witnessed for one's own individual self to be able to understand. But again guys, a truly wonderful episode, 10 out of 10, over 9,000, what else is there to ask for? So, great episode, welcome back Trunks, rest in peace, future Bulma and Mai, and next week Trunks will be waking up in the present guys, so stay tuned for that and keep on rocking. And remember, Black is here, and he's not leaving anytime soon, you filthy